Today I'm joined by someone who's been a superstar of surfing for 15 years, Sally Fitzgibbons. Sally, it's so nice to chat to you today.
Abs, it's a pleasure to be here. We're in the mood for celebrating. We're down the beach, it's summertime, and there's a big partnership of 20 years between DHL and Surf Life Saving Australia. So that celebration is all about our volunteer surf lifesavers, and they do an incredible job to keep all our families safe and happy during summer. So that's what we're doing here today.
It is a pretty special occasion, like you mentioned, honouring volunteers with Surf Life Saving Australia on our beaches for 20 plus years. What does it mean for you personally to be involved with this event?
Oh, it's just a part of our DNA. I was a young kid, I have 3 older brothers. And they all started their nippers and I was the last to join, and I remember just shadowing them in all the events because I was like, I wanted to get my cap and my togs, and you get to write like your number on your arm. I just thought that was so special, and and then I think it's just a rite of passage for us water babies, and you know, that's the foundation for you to go on and take up any water sport and just feel that confidence, and it's really empowering. The beach, it's just, it's breath, it's life. I've grown up in a small community down there at Jirowa. I wake up every day and I wonder what the ocean's doing, I wonder what the waves are doing, I wonder what, you know, the animals and the wildlife. It's just been such a gift in my life, and so it's a credit to my parents first and foremost. They helped me build my ocean connection, and I couldn't live without it, and I try and share that with as many people as possible.
Yeah. And obviously your water safe skills have helped with your surfing, but what do you think your nippers has helped you with, maybe just in life generally?
Oh, for sure. Are you a nipper yet? Are you a nipper?
No, I'm not.
Oh, I'd love you to join. It's like so much fun. You end up like it all feels like play at a young age, and then there's a healthy bit of competition. You get to do lots of little races, but you meet so many new friends as well, and I've got such fond memories of like getting out the back of the lineup for the first time and turning to my mates and just being so excited, and riding our boards out. You felt so like independent coming in on big waves, so it sticks with you for life, and I think it's just all about a sense of connection and community.
Yeah, I mean, I love the beach. I would definitely like to join.
Oh, I know. At the end of this interview, I'm going to ask you to do one thing. We'll take your shoes off, we'll kick them off, and you'll put your sand and the toes and everything, and we're going to like feet in the sand, and you're just going to close your eyes, and then that's going to be one of your moments. And then you're just going to keep building positive moments about, as I said, you come down the beach and the world is speeding up and there's a lot of heaviness in the world at times. And for me, I've always been able to come to the beach, and it gives me this sense of lightness and a spark of energy. And no matter what's going on in my life, it just helps me to like move forward and put a smile on my face. So that's what we're going to do at the end. So you go to the next question, but we're going to put your feet in the sand.
We'll get that on camera at the end.
Yeah.
And obviously there are probably so many other kids and adults who just love the water, and they're kind of thinking, is nippers or volunteering maybe something I'd want to do? What would you say to them? What advice would you have for them?
100%. It's like time with not only your community, but if your whole family takes part. You start as a young nipper, and then you do all your certifications, you become a volunteer lifeguard, and you can be on patrol with family and friends, and they're memories for a lifetime, as I said. So for those thinking about it, I think as a parent, I'm not a parent, but being on the kids' side of the fence, I'd say that it's a great gift for yourself to build that confidence in knowing that your kids will be safe and they have that strength to look after themselves in the water, know about rips, know about the framework of waves and ocean movement. So there's really no downsides, Abs.
Yeah, and just changing gears a bit in terms of questions about when you were younger. You were good at so many sports growing up. You played rep football, you got a gold medal at the Youth Olympics as well, which is a pretty big one. Athletics, touch football. Why did you focus on surfing?
Surfing, great question. I love them all, and I don't really remember back to saying like I'm 100% picking this sport. I feel like in a way I did them all until they met this point where I couldn't be everywhere at one time, and it was almost like surfing nearly picked me. Like in my attributes, everything made sense. In sports like running, there's a start line and a finish line, and I love a process, and I like to just put my head down and work at something and for it to make sense. And surfing makes no sense. Like you can go into the water after doing all that training, and sometimes the wave doesn't come, or you're just in the wrong place, or there's just so many variables that it just keeps you guessing. And I think it helps me learn like a lot of life lessons. And not only that, it's like very adventurous and full of life and discovery. And I'm pretty glad that it picked me.
I mean, yeah, I guess surfing there's a pretty unpredictable element where you literally don't know what the waves are going to be like.
Well, you have to let go. How are you at letting go? Like,
I'd say I'm alright. I do boogie board a bit sometimes as well.
and that moment you take off on the wave, do you just feel like free?
Yeah, definitely.
100%.
And I wanted to ask, you always seem that you have a really positive attitude even during really hard times. Like I read that you described how you got a burst eardrum in 2015 and you said it was a cool injury to kind of work through. Where does that positivity come from? Do you think it's all natural or?
I think it's innate due to your environment where I grew up. My parents, for sure, my grandparents, they were all such hard workers. I feel, I don't know, sometimes when I'm out there, although I can't control things, I feel like I want to show up right until the very end when it's not possible at all, because there's just been so many instances where you can flip a heat or you can come back from an injury, and it's shown me time and time again that that's not just about sport, it's about life. And if I don't show up as my best, you never know what can happen. So I think through experience you build that confidence and belief, and then it's amazing, some stories. Like I sort of think of it, like sports movies. You would love sports movies, right?
Yeah.
So it's almost like your imagination inside, you feel as though you're in your own sports movie. And so you can hear like the music building and everything, and there's like this big hero moment. And when that hero moment arrives, I just kind of embrace it and think like, wow, how special, like this is my own like sports movie moment.
Yeah, that's so cool. And I touched on before that you've been a professional surfer for over 15 plus years. That's definitely not something that comes, just because of luck. What advice would you have for athletes and also just other people, I guess, really, when they come across tough times?
Yeah, I feel it's just like live it to the full. Like every time I showed up for an event or a year on tour, I just knew slowly over time that it's the process, obviously, that I value the most, and that brings a lot of joy to my day. And so if I can just wake up and do my process and enjoy movement, enjoy connecting with the ocean, they're all things I love. That is like a sustainable existence. So it's hard not to look ahead, and my mind wants to, and it wants to know so bad what the next thing's going to be, or how that result will end up, or how long tour life goes for. But I don't know. So I just try and show up to each day as if it was my last day. Okay. And talk to you about my story as if you're the last person I'll ever tell about my story. And that seems to build like a lot of energy around that, like it's all happening right now, and it's the present is like, it is a beautiful gift.
Yeah, wow. And I mean, you've been breaking records in surfing ever since you were a teen, which is pretty crazy to think about. Is there anything that you've learned now that you wish you could pass on to your younger self?
Oh, it's all so fast when you're young. Does it feel fast for you?
Yeah, I say so.
Yeah, it feels like it's all happening and you want it all to work like straight away. And I think just less haste, more speed. Like the calmer, the more grounded you are, and realise you've already, even up until now, if this was your last interview, you've had such a great ride. I've loved watching your content. Like you've brought something to the world already. So try not to stress or hold on too tight. Let things change, let it evolve, and just hold all your dreams and possibilities just lightly.
Okay. And I've heard you speak about how women like Kathy Freeman and Lane Beachley really inspired you. I actually got to chat to Lane last week at the Women's New South Wales Champion of Sport Awards, which is cool. How do you use the memory, I guess, of their impact to kind of inspire how you want to make change?
Oh gosh, they created so much space for me and my generation too, and they just left it a little better than they found it, and that's what I'm hoping to do as well. But it's actually on this beach. Gosh, I don't know how many years exact, but Lane gave me my first ever scholarship.
Oh wow.
I remember standing up there at the surf club. She gave me like a little like check for Aim for the Stars for her foundation. I was just so proud to represent Lane, and still am, like to represent her generation. Her mindset and tenacity and brilliance, in the way she played the game. I think that's pretty timeless. So when the chips are against me, like when I am down, I try and reflect on that and draw from that, like I guess strength and power that they sort of exuded for so many years. So yeah, Lane's such a legend.
Yeah, wow, that's so cool that you got to have that experience with her.
Oh, she inspired me so much, for sure.
And I guess just kind of changing subjects a bit again, I wanted to ask, as an athlete, how do you kind of measure success?
Yeah, that's an interesting one. Measuring success, knowing what's enough. As I said, the mind is, I think, a lifetime of work to get comfortable in there and know yourself. There's always something new to learn, and I think athletes, it's addictive to keep aiming up, and more and more and more is better. I think success is showing up. Like today, I'm still just as excited as the first time I picked up my boogie board, and that comes with a lot of different layers of getting to that place. But even if, you know, it is my last year on tour, I've enjoyed the ride. I know something new will come around the corner eventually, but just celebrating that generation that's coming after us. Obviously, they looked up to kind of what we were up to and said, maybe I could do that. And if I could look back now, I feel like that's success. If one young Grom has like been encouraged to pick up the board or join Nippers, join your Nippers club, be down the beach, and find that as an outlet of peace and calm in their life, like for me, that feels like success as a surfer.
Yeah, okay. And I know that you'll definitely be surfing for many years to come, but so far, what do you think you're most proud of?
Oh, I think just being here, being able to share my story with you and still doing it. Like, sport is a funny thing. You really, to expect a long life in it, sometimes it's a little delusional to think you'll be a part of the sport for so long. I just look at that and just think to myself, like, you know, when the Rocky image, you know, gets to the top of the stairs and he's punching the air, every day I just think, like, wake up and I just punch in the air. I just think of, like, gosh, like, I'm just proud to represent my country, my community, my parents, my family, and go back to Giroa and just still be doing some of the same training sessions and, have people on lawnmowers and off their balconies saying, go sail on your runs or your surfs, and all of it's just been such a dream. And I'm just proud to be part of it.
Yeah, wow. And just last, Australia obviously has a lot more really incredible female surfers coming through at the moment. Tyler, Steph, Molly, obviously yourself, and heaps of others that I didn't mention. What do you hope that this current bunch can kind of do for the sport in Australia and for women?
Oh, just show that anything's possible. The sport has come a long way. It represents equality and change, and just represents so many things, ocean-minded values, and we get to perpetuate that around the world. And I think just more is better. I like to see these guys now thrive in, you know, right in the height of their career. As I said, the next young Groms, they're going to pick up their board and think that's possible.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Sally, for joining me today.
Oh, thanks, Abs. You're an absolute legend, and thanks for inspiring us.
To support Herway, visit the link in the description section.
Okay, so we got Abs. We've got her all dressed in the kit. She's got her board, and this is going to be one of our first surf experiences. And this is all it takes, Abs. Are you ready? Yeah. And take the first big step. We got the shoes off. In the interview, I was too excited to do this moment, so I was like, feet, toes, feet, but feet in the sand is the right way around. And just squish it in, and then just close your eyes. And that's it. Everything you experience on the beach, it's your own little personal diary. So you just have these and often it's just feelings as well. And this is one of my favourite feelings in the whole universe. And I wanted to share that with you.